I hope you are having a good day. This is Thanksgiving weekend for Canada, so today is a holiday and I didn't have to go to work. People are eating leftover turkey and pumpkin pie. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone who celebrates. And today is the second episode in the October series of 2020. This time we are going to be talking about ghost stories. For those watching for the first time, thanks for joining us. My name is Jolene from Bookworm Adventure Girl. I love to talk about diverse books, diverse authors, and diverse genres, as well as a lot of Canadian literature. If this is something that interests you, then please hit subscribe and stick around. If you've watched my videos before, welcome back. Today I will be sharing 5 ghost stories, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I will be talking about how I am giving thanks this week to my followers here on YouTube and my subscribers here on YouTube and also on Instagram. The 5 books I'm going to be talking about are very different stories. All of them are fiction, and all of them have ghosts. I'm going to start with the only classic on the list, and that is The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. I just recently read this for the first time. I really wanted to enjoy it, and I wanted to enjoy it more than I did. This Turn of the Screw was originally published in 1898, and I think some of my frustration came from the language and the phrasing. It is classified as a horror story, but I didn't get a horror vibe from the writing. Some classify it as a psychological thriller, which I can see, but for me it is definitely a ghost story. So that is why it made it to this list. Now, I knew this story before picking this up, so that helped me a lot. But if I had just read it, I'm not sure I would have understood it. This is a story that needs cultural context and history. And reading other interpretations of this book is very interesting because it's very diverse. So there's 2 children whose parents have died and they are now under the guardianship of their uncle. Their uncle hires a governess to care for them and makes it very clear that he doesn't want to be bothered. So this new governess, she takes on the role with great conviction. The boy Miles has been sent home from his private school, and the reason is unknown, and the governess can't understand what he could have possibly done because the children are described as being very beautiful and lovely. So this governess tries to learn more about the people who have cared for the children in the past, and she begins to see visions and shadows of Quint, who is the former butler, and Miss Jessel, who is the governess that was before her. And it seems that the butler and the former governess were like obsessed with these children when they were alive. And now it seems they still want the children. So the governess now believes that she must do anything it takes to protect the children from these ghosts. So depending on how you take this book will depend on whether or not you think the governess is a reliable narrator. There are many layers to this story, and I think the brilliance of it is that regardless of how you understand the narration, it can work because it can go either way. So it is an interesting book. Because it's Canadian Thanksgiving, I had to put a couple of Canadian authors on the list. The first Canadian on the list authored a book I have already talked about in a couple of my other videos, because The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel is on the short list for the Giller Prize this year. So I will leave a link to the videos I did on the long list and the short list, so you can check them out if you haven't already. Because I knew that I would be talking about this book in this video, I didn't actually mention in the other videos that there are ghosts in the Glass Hotel. So I will give a quick recap. So this book starts at the Glass Hotel, which is a high-class hotel in British Columbia. And Vincent, who is a woman, despite the name, is a bartender at the hotel. And her half-brother, Paul, also works there. The owner of the hotel, Jonathan Alcides, is a financial businessman. And Vincent and Jonathan become a couple. Their relationship is not typical, and after some time, Vincent wants out of her role of being this trophy wife. So a Ponzi scheme gives Vincent her out, and she begins working on a ship. Then one day she disappears from the ship. So what about the ghosts? Okay, so while we learn about each of these characters and how they are connected, we are also introduced to ghosts. Paul sees the ghost of Charlie Wu. Leon, who is a shipping executive, thinks he is being haunted by a ghost when he sees a nasty message that's been written on the glass of the hotel. And Jonathan has a ghost visit him while he's in jail. And what exactly happened to Vincent? Is she dead? Is she alive? I can't say, but I will say that the ghosts were an interesting aspect in this book. The third book is a book that came out earlier this year. It's Charleston Green by Stephanie Alexander. This story takes a lighter take on a ghost story than the first two books. It takes place in South Carolina, and it is dripping with Southern charm. The main character is Tipsy. That's the main character's name, not her state of being. So Tipsy is in the midst of a divorce, and she has to move into a rental home with her 3 children. But it doesn't take long before Tipsy realizes that they aren't the only ones living there. So the ghosts of Jane and Henry Mott live there as well. And Tipsy, who tries to avoid dead people because she can talk to them, she can't seem to get rid of these two. They keep bugging her and they won't go away. So Ghost Jane insists that her husband Henry killed her and then himself. But Ghost Henry denies it, and now it turns out that Tipsy is trying to solve a murder mystery, as well as her own problems that she has. So I love when characters are quirky and funny, and this book definitely delivers on that. It's a very entertaining read. The second Canadian author that I have on the list is Cassie Stocks, who won the Stephen Leacock Award in 2013 for her novel Dance, Gladys, Dance. The Stephen Leacock Medal is awarded annually to a Canadian author for humor writing. I don't know if there's other humor writing awards out there, but this book takes place in Winnipeg, and Frida Zweig is the main character. She's 27 years old, and she feels that she needs to make some changes. She really wants to be an artist. That's her greatest desire, but after several relationships that just haven't worked out, she decides to get a real job. And when she answers a classified ad that has nothing to do with the job, she meets Gladys. And Gladys is an elderly woman, and Gladys is a ghost. So this is another story with quirky characters. Frida trying to figure out her life and getting a little help from a nice ghost who needs a bit of help herself. This book is totally Canadian, so I definitely love that. The last book is a book that I read last week, which I really enjoyed. It's A Sudden Light by Garth Stein. Garth Stein is the author of one of my favorite all-time books, The Art of Racing in the Rain. If you've read that, this story is very different than that. This is about a family, relationships, and of course, it's also a ghost story. I absolutely loved the character Trevor. He had lines that made me laugh out loud several times. He's a 14-year-old boy who is seeking truth, and he's also trying to save his parents' marriage. It's set in Seattle in 1990, and Trevor finds himself with his father on their way to the house his father grew up in. So his father's family has been quite a mystery. He doesn't know his grandfather or his aunt, and even his father is quite distant. When they arrive at the house, Trevor finds out that the house is actually an estate. And if you've watched my videos in the past, then you know that I love when a place becomes a character in and of itself. And in this book, the house does exactly that. It becomes a character. So the way the house is described is excellent. And it's even mentioned that the house is breathing. It really sets the tone for a ghost story. So Trevor's aunt, Serena, is seductive, manipulative, she's obsessive, and very mysterious. And his grandfather has dementia, and he believes that his dead wife dances for him at night. So this brings comfort to him, but he is dismissed by Serena as it's the rain or something like that, until one night Trevor hears the steps as well. And as he starts to explore the house, he also starts to learn more about his family history and the secrets that they have been keeping. So I thought that this book flowed really well, and it confirmed for me that I really enjoy Garth Stein's writing. So as I said, it's Thanksgiving here in Canada, and I want to thank all of you for following along on my booktube adventure. It's been an interesting year, and one of the things that I am most thankful for is being able to share books with all of you. It's just been over 2 months and I've been having fun, and I hope that you are too. I've also just passed just over 2,000 followers on my Bookstagram account. So to celebrate that and to give thanks, I am doing a giveaway for a book and a book sleeve from Bookbo, and maybe some other things that I can try and find. So this is an international giveaway, so you just need to be comfortable giving me your address so I can send it to you if you are the winner. If you're interested in entering the giveaway, you can go over to my Instagram account, which is linked in the description below, for all of the information on how to enter. So the giveaway is running from today, October the 12th, to Friday, October the 16th, and the winner will be announced on October the 17th on Instagram. So what I'm giving away, I'm going to give you guys a sneak preview here, is this Paper Mills classic of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and also Bookbo. Now I have a brand new one. This is mine, but it looks like this, and it says "Embrace all that is you." So I got 2 of these from Bookbo. I'm so grateful to them because there was a mix-up, and when I ended up getting the second one, they said just keep it, and I said I'll give it away, and they were pretty happy about that. So these 2 things, if I find a few other book things, I'm sure that we'll be able to put that in there too. Thanks again, everyone. Please let me know in the comments below if you have read any of the books that I mentioned in this video, or if you have any favorite ghost stories that you think I should check out. I'd be happy to hear what you've been reading. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to make every day an adventure.